Welcome to the first event of Startup Grind in 2025. There's a load of new faces in the room, so could we just, before we get started, get a show of hands who is new to Startup Grind in the room? Brilliant. Well, welcome. So great to have all of you here. I'll just start by giving you a bit of a background in terms of what Startup Grind is all about. So we're the world's largest community of startups and those within the startup ecosystem. So we have 5 million members across the Startup Grind community. We've got about 17,500 in London alone. And we can give ourselves a bit of a pat on the back. We actually, just before Christmas, we were awarded with the most active chapter for Startup Grind across all of Europe. So more than 1,400 people attended our events over the last 12 months. So thank you all for your support. Big round of applause there. Thanks, Tommy. We run a series of flagship conferences, so these events are monthly. Next month is a VC fundraising event. I'm sure that will whet a lot of appetites. We're a non-profit here in London, so thank you for supporting us. The ethos of Startup Grind, so one of the things that we try and say to everyone is do not come and just try and sell. I think that's what really sort of sets us apart from some other events. One of the things that we're saying is how can we help others before helping ourselves? So, if you meet a founder, can you introduce them to someone in your network? Can you, help them raise that first check, or just give them a bit of advice and really just try and support one another? And I think that is what has enabled Startup Grind to really thrive since back in 2010, whenever we established ourselves. So a bit of info on the team, so you can see us all here. Sam and Eleanor are with us in the room today, and we are also doing a bit of a call if anyone would be interested in partnering with us. So each of the events that we're running each month, it requires quite a bit of effort, and from sourcing venues to helping on the digital side. So if anyone would be interested in getting involved and sort of giving back to the ecosystem, do just reach out to us or any of the team after the event, and we'll let you know how you can get involved. And a big thank you to our sponsors. So without you, we couldn't make this happen. We have Howard Kennedy. I'm actually a member of, I work for Howard Kennedy and lead the startup team there with Alex Watt, who's about to come up on stage. Carta, Data Melon, and Vanta. So just to kick things off, Alex actually attends a lot of networking events in his tuxedo, and so he's dressed up for us tonight. So yeah, Alex.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you, basically, as one of the sponsors. We are so grateful to be able to work with you guys and Startup Grind. It is such a great organization. It has such great energy. I really believe, both personally and as a partner of the firm, in the ethos. And I really think if you're trying to build a business, there is no better community to get involved with. I think that, and it's about building relationships, isn't it? It's not, I always say to people, it's not about hooking up with an investor and getting a load of money in. It's about building relationships with people working, for a long term. So, it's Startup Grind, not Startup Grinder. We run a small startup program ourselves. It's called Ignite. Essentially, as lawyers, we help you guys build your business, and we do that a variety of different ways. Fundamentally, we give you a massive discount on our fees, so most of the profit has gone. Working with you more closely, we give you more certainty on fees, basically spend more time with you, sort of coaching you, holding your hand. There's a lot of networking. We work with Startup Grind. We do also work with other organizations. We work with a NED organization, which is fantastic. In fact, there's quite a bit of crossover. We've got people from side that come to that as well, and an investor organisation that links investors with founders, which you may be keen to be involved in. We also provide people with access to our offices and using some of the rooms. We know lots of people either work from home, that sort of classic working from the kitchen, or working in a WeWork, but you don't necessarily want to have the meeting with your bank in WeWork, or with a potential non-executive director. So you can pick up the phone and, subject to availability, terms apply, et cetera, you can use our offices, have them in a nice big boardroom, and it's a nicer way of doing business. Tonight I was going to be judging, but we found a better judge, not particularly hard. in Rosie Burbage, who is a partner that's just joined Howard Kennedy and who has an amazing experience with working with startups, but somehow hasn't been introduced to Startup Grind. So we thought no better way of introducing her than having her be one of the judges this evening. And the rumours that I'm going out to dinner after this are entirely false, and I deny them completely. Anyway, Matt, thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex. Up next is Corda. Do we have anyone from Corda in the room? We don't. Corda are fantastic. If you need cap table management, do take a look. They're automating a lot of the really tricky stuff, whether that's trying to calculate valuations through to managing your cap tables and making, analysing dilution potentially down the line. Their platform does it all really intuitively, so do take a look there. Vanta, do we have someone from Vanta in the room, Sam? You could do it. Perfect.
Hello, everyone. So I'm just going to do like a quick intro to Vanta. So Vanta, we announced the partnership with Vanta today. So Vanta, they've been working with Startup Grind since time immemorial. So they work with Startup Grind in San Francisco, and they want to replicate the partnership here. So what Vanta basically do is that they provide you the one place to centralize security, program management, and automate compliance. So as we know, there's a popular saying that America innovates, Europe what? Regulates, yeah. So if you want to be on top of the regulations, right, you don't want the regulation to choke your companies, right? So you should work with Vanta. So that's what Vanta does. And they've got like a $1,000 promo for every Startup Grind member. If you check our partnership announcement today, you're definitely going to see it there. So we're also going to send more emails about that so make use of that and get ahead of your competition. Thank you. And next, so I just recently started a job at this great company called DataMelon. I work with Startup Grind. I volunteer with Startup Grind, right? But this amazing company also sponsors us, partner with us to make this event possible, right? So I'm just going to talk about what they do. So it's a cloud company, and they help companies like startup companies or technology companies get ahead on cloud. So with cloud infrastructure and Gen AI. So we're doing an amazing program right now for startups called Startup Advantage. So we help you design, build, and deploy on the cloud. Also, we help you reinvent with data. There are a lot of amazing POCs that they've worked with. They've worked with enterprise companies like Vodafone, telecommunication in different industry. And the kicker is that they're also in about 4 countries. So they also help companies that work with them get market integration into the Middle East, the US, Europe, and Africa. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, so zero fee managed service provider. So it helps you do migration for free, do all of the cloud integration for free. And if you're interested, just come talk to me and we'll take it off from there. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Yeah, big thanks again to all of our sponsors. So we just wanted to run you through the agenda very quickly. We're going to kick things off with a bit of a meet the judges piece so that you all know, and all of the founders know, who you are going to be judged by. It's very important. And then startup pitches. The rules are 2 minutes per pitch, 2 slides per person, and then 3 minutes of questions following that. So all nice and quick. We know these things can get a bit monotonous at times, so hopefully that'll keep everyone nice and engaged, and give a big round of applause and give your support at the end of each of those pitches, followed by a Q&A from the audience, and then we'll announce the winners. And the winner of this heat goes to the semi-final, which is taking place next week, and the winner of that then goes to the UK-wide final for the grand prize, which is at a place over at the Startup Grind Global Conference taking place on the 28th and 29th of April, that week anyway, out in San Francisco. So we'll all be there. It's a fantastic week. If anyone else is interested, I really highly recommend it. So just to kick things off, I'm going to pass over to Eleanor here, who's going to lead us lead the competition tonight. So yeah, big round of applause for Eleanor.
Thank you very much. Do I need to say anything about that? Great. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I just want to say that we've had so many applications and we chose very, very carefully. It was a really, really hard job to choose the 10 who are joining us today. So really well done to you all. And I want to start by inviting Will to just introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Wale Adedeji, founder and CEO of Datamelon. Just like Sam explained, what we do in Datamelon is we support startup right from ideation to MVP. And if you're in production already, we do. A lot of people wonder, well, how do you do it? Free managed services for startups. We do it. We have a number of customers, a number of startup customers all over in the UK and all over the world that we are benefiting from this amazing support from us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next judge is Rosie.
Hello, everyone. I'm an intellectual property lawyer at Howard Kennedy, as Alex said. I nearly said my old firm there, so it's still very fresh. I can very much relate to the founder thought process because at my old firm, I was effectively running my own company there, my own P&L, had my own employees. I really appreciate the stresses that everyone is under, and it's perhaps one of the reasons why I've gone back into a traditional firm. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the different businesses today and finding out more about what everyone's been working on.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Next up is Bernice.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bernice Brooks. I'm an associate at Guinness Ventures. Guinness Ventures, we're not the CVC of the beer company. We are a sector-agnostic EIS fund investing in UK scale-ups across business services, consumer, healthcare, anything generating upwards of 1 million revenue. Even if you're not at that kind of 1 million mark, I'd love to chat with everyone because it's all about building these connections and nurturing that relationship from early. So looking forward to hearing the pitches and speaking with you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you. And last but not least, Mark.
Hi, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. I'm Mark Daly. I've recently culminated 40 years in communications by setting up my own business. And I'm doing what I've done for the last 40 years. I've been a TV presenter, a speechwriter for the Hong Kong government when it went back to China, a strategist, a consultant, a business coach. And what I love doing better than anything else is working out what the story is behind your pitch, helping people tell a clear story, compelling, concise, get that investment. So that's why I'm here.
Love that. Thank you so much. So without further ado, we're going to move to our first founder today. We've got Flow Legal.
Thanks. Who is building a tech startup in this room? Great. How many of you have tailored contracts and policies specifically designed for your companies? How much did it cost you? So Flow Legal, the problem that we're solving is that getting these tech contracts is not only complicated, the regulations are constantly changing, and it's of course expensive and time consuming. Flow Legal, what we're building and what we've built is an AI-powered tool that will chat to you as if it's your lawyer, and it'll learn about you, it'll learn about your company, and then it'll suggest the contracts that you need, policies, end-user license agreements, all those really complicated tech contracts that you need in order to run your tech company. It won't just suggest the ones you need, it'll chat you through drafting them. Once it's drafted them, it'll put them in a system that allows you to send them off for signature, manage who signed the contracts, and further down the line, we're going to be integrating it into your product workflows, helping you with risk assessments and other compliance issues and negotiation support. So who am I? This is actually my second legal tech startup. My first one was a tool for lawyers, which I sold into big firms like DLA Piper and Freshfields, where it's still used today. The product then pivoted to be a tool for corporate in-house legal departments, where it's being used today in companies across the world, including the United States. I've raised quite a bit of money. I sold that company to one of our investors, so it's a successful exit. And now I'm getting back to work. This time, instead of building tech for lawyers, I'm building tech to replace lawyers. And so I'm joined by an actual real lawyer named Alex. He's got 9 years experience as a solicitor in the UK, worked in big companies like Warner Brothers and BT, and he was a privacy lawyer. He knows all about legal tech and tech contracts and AI contracting. And so the two of us are getting started on building this company. We've already enlisted a lot of clients that we've met at events like this, and we've got a few on the wait list. We've raised 100 out of our 250K SCIS. And if you are an investor and you'd like to invest, or if you're a company who needs these legals, you can scan that QR code and get in touch. Thank you.
Judges, over to you. A couple of questions, please.
Sure.
Sure, I'll fire away with the first one. Could you touch a little bit more on your business model and how are you pricing, and kind of what's your plan to scale to later scaled startups?
Sure. So for now, you've hit the nail on the head. We're starting with very early stage startups. We wanted to make it incredibly attractive, so we charge £30 per month. You have to sign up for a year, so it's £360. That's the price that one lawyer would charge you for 1 hour's work in London, so we thought it was a good price to give you unlimited legal services. And over time, we'll dive deeper into specific verticals, and we'll also charge for higher level services like SOC 2 compliance, things like that.
Okay. What's your go-to-market strategy, and how do you plan to scale this solution to capture the market?
Sure. So in my last startup, it was very much getting on the phone with clients and trying to sell a very expensive product. This time, it's a very cheap product, which means it's going to be product-led growth, getting the word out, getting people's inbox, click here, do that, all those growth hacks, get people using the platform. There's a free tier where you can jump on and start chatting with the AI immediately, get some contracts, but not all of them. And then it's a land and expand, essentially.
Great. Thank you so much. The next one is Imi. Jane? Floor is yours.
Every year, over 500,000 people move to the UK. Some searching for better lives, others moving from escaping the grave danger. But arriving in a new country is only the start of a long and enduring journey. When I moved to the UK, I had to figure out my entire life from scratch, be it housing, banking, healthcare, and I was the lucky one, because I didn't have a language barrier or family members that needed schools or jobs. Like most people, I faced countless Google searches, trusted complete strangers for advice, made painful mistakes, and got scammed for money. Because the absolute majority of immigrants don't have an accessible or an affordable solution that would ease that transition. And that's why we're building Imi. Imi is an AI app that helps immigrants navigate their new life, saving tons of time, stress, and avoidable expenses. Imi provides step-by-step guidance, connects you to trusted service providers, introduces you to local communities, all in your language. We monetize through 3 channels: premium subscriptions for skilled immigrants who can't pay, affiliate commissions for marketplace providers, and B2B and B2G solutions for supporting international workforce. Who may want to pay for it, you may wonder? Well, Imi has the potential to save businesses, organizations, and even governments millions worth of economic loss. Shorten the integration time for just 50,000 immigrants, and that could generate $500 million for the UK economy. Help 50,000 immigrant spouses to work opportunities, that's another $500 million. Or reduce the churn of international nurses just by 5%, that could save £4.5 million for the NHS every year. We're immigrants building for immigrants with over a decade of experience in global communications, impact, and building scalable tech. In just a year, with less than £7,000 working part-time, we managed to build a basic, scalable, cross-platform app. We're just about to release our marketplace feature. We've got 150 users that love Imi, and we've already caught the attention of leading media like TechCrunch, Medinus UK, and UNESCO Partner Innovation Report. We're now raising our pre-seed round to reach 500,000 immigrants by 2027 to make our world a little bit more global and equal. You're welcome to join us.
Sure, I guess kick off again. So how do you kind of ensure sustainable user engagement after they've moved to the next country? How do you keep them on the platform using it? Or is it more you get the main cost only at the move, or how do you sustain that user journey for a lifetime and increase the lifetime value of your user?
I'm glad you asked the question because we get it often. So for that reason, we don't think the premium subscription for B2C is going to be our main revenue stream because we know the lifetime value of it will be on average 4 months. But we do want to keep the users on our platform because that's how they would continue generating the affiliate commissions for us, and that's how it would add value to the community. So we will be adding different offers from our partners, from service providers, so users would have the incentive to stay on the platform to use those offers. Moreover, and that would help us scale with the content because otherwise it would be impossible to do it on an international level, we'll be adding the UGC features, so users would be able to share their own experiences and information. Obviously, it would be labeled properly. They would earn points that they could use on the marketplace and earn various badges, and that would also incentivize people to go to the platform to access unique content. While we would have to do less work with actually producing that content, because so far we're earning ourselves the brand of being reliable, and that's why the content has been fully handcrafted, but that's not sustainable and scalable.
Is your CTO here?
Pardon?
Your CTO, is he here?
We've got a CPO. She is not here yet. She will be here in a little bit of time.
I want to know exactly how you're making use of AI in the product.
Sorry?
How you're making use of AI in the product.
Oh, so the AI is currently used for the chatbot trained on our content. And with the round that we're raising now, we are planning to ensure that the recommendations of the service providers and content that the users get, they would be personalized, tailored to their experience. So that's how we're using AI at the moment.
What sort of coverage have you got? Is it just the major countries, or do you cover everything?
Well, we are a fully bootstrapped pre-seed startup, so at the moment we're just in the UK. But we are planning to scale abroad because obviously we wanted to go to the US because it's one of the biggest immigration markets. We were conscious that our biggest competitor was going to be launched there, but our biggest competitor has dropped out, as in they raised a large round to build a similar solution, and then for 3 years nothing has happened, so I assume they changed their plans. So the US market is on the horizon, and we have seen quite a bit of demand in the EU countries. We actually regularly get messages from users in the European Union asking when are you coming to us? When would we have this solution? Which is really reassuring.
Thank you so much. Next up is JobGap.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leke Audele. I'm the co-founder of JobGap AI. And we're solving a job application problem. We're solving a £45 billion job application market problem. Every year, millions of skilled professionals spend tons of hours submitting job applications, only to get 2% interview success rate. For immigrants and international graduate students, the statistics are even worse. And that gives way to an underutilized and underemployed, overlooked skilled market for us. I personally face this as, having previously worked as a founding product designer at a YC startup and moving to the UK to work as a kitchen porter and living with refugees before, for my master's in the UK. And this is sort of where JobGap comes in. What JobGap basically does is an AI agent, a trained job search AI agent that automates the entire job application process end to end. It finds the job on your, that matches your criteria, tailors your CV and all of your documents to the job, fills the job application form, and submits it automatically. So you can spend more time, so your chances of getting a job is much more increased, and you can spend more time, do more important things like, upskilling or networking. So far, we've tested and tried our business model by charging users between 80 to 350 pounds, and we're currently making about 1.5k monthly recurring revenue. We submitted over 16,000 applications, and I've gotten about 32, and we've increased the success rate from 2% market rate to 10% market rate. We've also reduced the job search time for a lot of our users from 6 months down to 90 days. Right now, with JobGap, All right, I'll take questions.
So at the risk of being the lawyer in the room, obviously you're handling a lot of personal data with all of the job applications. How do you manage that problem?
So what we're basically doing with user data is it's completely encrypted, right? So it's just the way we don't even have access to users' passwords. So all of personal details that can directly identify to you is all encrypted. So we don't even have access to it.
This might be a naive question, but I would expect that top executive recruiters and search firms are doing all this anyway.
Yeah.
And then I get the advisory touch as well. Why should I give up the human touch for a firm that can do both?
So what we basically, where JobGap comes into play is that, a lot of our users right now are basic professionals who have, spent 10, 15 years in a job, and they potentially want, to change, and they don't have the time, right? Now, what we do is we still put the power into their hands. Right before we submit the job applications, we send you a full documentation of all the questions that are asked and the answers that we've provided. And once you hit approve, you can, we'll just go ahead and submit it. So rather than going to expensive, cover letter writers and things like that, or recruiters and stuff, all of this is all of this is automated on your behalf, and you still have the power to control your data before it gets submitted.
Some of the major recruiters are doing this already.
Yeah.
Some of the major recruiters, they have stuff like this already. So what are you doing differently?
So what we're basically doing differently is that we're focused on a really small market who are in different situations. So, for example,
and that small market worth $43 billion, pounds.
So it's a combination of job board. The valuation is a combination of job boards, of recruiters and career coaches, and also think about recruiters as well. They're also in the combination of that 43 billion. I can, of course, give you statistics if you.
Thank you. All right. Next up, Maxime.
Hi everybody, my name is Lisa. I'm the founder of Maxime VR, and we are gamifying youth mental health by building the most powerful early intervention VR game for children. 1 in 5 children has a mental health disorder. There are up to 18 months waiting time for children to be seen by a healthcare professional, and 70% of children do not receive any help at all. And this is why we are building Maxime. We're giving children access to immersive therapeutic gaming experiences, making them the hero of their own mental health journey. Now, as a parent, if you take your child to the GP, at the moment, you've been sent home with nothing. So this is when we are going to be prescribed. You're taking Maxime home, you're engaging in immersive experiences, while we can create cognitive and emotional profiling, fully understanding who is this child and what does it need in that moment of time. We can then match the right experiences, therapeutic experiences along the way. We are focusing on emotion regulation and interpersonal skills, which means we're following a transdiagnostic approach, which means no child is left behind. The clinical data we are collecting along the way can make accessible to the psychologists at any point, which can support a clinical diagnosis. We've launched our consumer-facing product, which has been growing 180% month by month. And we are now raising funds to build our profiling tool and integrate it in our existing platform. I have an amazing team, and we have been advised by people from Harvard, Oxford, and the NHS. The next phase will include doing our pilots with young athletes, professional athletes, and then later this year, raising a bigger round so we can focus on the personalized care plan and position ourselves as a digital therapeutic tool. We have partnered with the NHS already, who would support our clinical trials, and our goal is to work internationally with healthcare providers and insurance companies. So please follow us on this journey to make youth mental health accessible, affordable, and timely.
Great. Thanks so much for that presentation. What evidence do you have that this works and that you've actually been able to diagnose people with mental health?
So our focus is not on the diagnosis, but rather on collecting the clinical data points. Currently, we're building our platform on existing research, but we have partnered with universities, an expert from Oxford and Harvard, and the Boston Children's Hospital, NHS hospitals, who would support the personal care plan, which runs more towards needs to be based on clinical evidence. So they're supporting that. Yeah.
And then in terms of the business model, who is paying for that and what's the pricing like behind that?
The long-term goal is to work with insurance companies and with healthcare providers. While we understand this is a long way and it needs a clinical validation, we are now partnering with youth sports professional athletes in Germany and starting to establish collaboration in the UK as well, because these young athletes, they have like a high pressure and they're doing daily mental health assessments because this directly relates to their performance. So we're seeing a great way of positioning this product there as well for different, like a second go-to-market. And then we're leaving a consumer-facing product on the Meta App Lab as like a subscription base, which will help us to improve the gaming experience and get direct user feedback.
When are you going to get to the clinical trial with NHS? Are you talking to NHS at the moment?
Yes, we do have partner hospitals already, and also the NHS Innovation Centre, they have seen great potential of using VR, especially coming to assessment and the engagement and the personalization. So they're very keen in supporting that, yes. Thank you.
How are you going to ensure data privacy? Because you're accumulating potentially a ton of data about these young children.
Absolutely. So I've been speaking with the CTO of Twitch, who has been advising on the technical architecture of keeping this data safe. And I've also joined the digital health lab run by the Boston Children's Hospital with the big companies like Snapchat and Discord, who's all about having these people together, ensuring we're aligning our policies. Because obviously the data and the safeguarding of this data is the most important thing of what we're doing, yes.
Thank you so much. We are halfway through and already so impressed with the diversity of companies that we have. Next up, NLSQL.
Thank you so much. My name is Denis. I am CEO and founder of NLSQL. Our mission is to empower companies with AI data insights. Our company so far has 4 products in our portfolio. It can work together as a one product, or you can choose as a function separately. And NLSQL empowers non-technical employees with intuitive AI interface to structure databases. AI anomaly detection, this is a tool which runs inside your corporate IT ecosystem, checks anomaly, and in case any anomaly detected in your data, it sends you proactive email report. AI agents provide small and medium businesses ability to create agents based on their unstructured company knowledge base on scale, so they can create any type of AI agents by themselves without any code. Predict AI, it is a tool for enterprise in order not to see the history of your data, but also to forecast using automated selected machine learning model, which is the most accurate one for your specific data source. Along the way, we reach our first sales and get a positive customer feedback. Delta Airlines highlighted that our team is fast for prototype implementation in the existing working environment. Our software works as same as advertised, which is usually not the same case about our competitors. This is an example on how we deliver AI data insights to the hands of our end users by using Microsoft Teams and the chat interface, which is absolutely secure. So thank you so much for your attention. The best way to predict the future is to create it. So I hope let's create the future together.
Thanks for that. Could you touch a little bit on your ideal customer profile, so who you're selling to and how big that market is?
Yeah, ideal customer profile, it's a little bit different based on the, let's say, product. For NLSQL, it is chief data officers, business intelligence directors. This is basically administrators of NLSQLs because they have to customize these tools based on their specific use case and share this tool among their non-technical employees, colleagues, in order to use this data. AI anomaly detection, this is a usually complementary tool because usually you don't have any idea what to ask this application. We figure out this problem and most users are struggling. So AI anomaly detection can create proactive notifications that something had happened in your region in order to create some ability or topic to ask question more. AI agent, we launched it last week. And this is basically, hot topic. We designed it on the business side view. So the administrator uploads all the files, and you can ask like a ChatGPT, but with your company files. And the Predict AI, this is basically for large size enterprises, usually as complementary to NLSQL, just not to ask your history, but also you can ask your future.
And then in terms of the sector you're selling into, what's your main go-to-market strategy and who are you targeting in that sector?
Yeah, we are focusing on healthcare, retail, and manufacturing industries. So this is our...
Thank you so much. Next up is OnKind.
Hi everyone, I'm the founder of OnKind, which is a next generation sales and marketing platform for retail and e-commerce. The problem that we're solving is that customer engagement today is really poor, leading to lost revenues of $75 billion a year in the US and EU alone. Our platform increases conversion and engagement in a host of customer engagement touchpoints, including sales outreach, onboarding, events and more, leading to ROIs of up to 80x for our clients. There's 3 points that I want to share with you today. Number one, we've found product market fit. We have 97% revenue retention over the last 12 months and nearly 3x revenue growth up to just under 300K ARR. We've onboarded some of the biggest brands in the world without a sales and marketing team. And in the last couple of months, we've added some incredible advisors and investors, including the former director of technology at LVMH, the former managing director of Yoox.com, which is half of Yoox Net-a-Porter, and the former managing director of Topshop. The second point is that our market is massive. Using a bottom-up approach, our market is $20 billion. And most of that is Shopify, which is growing really fast. We have a Shopify app, and more and more brands are using Shopify, not just for their e-com, but for their retail POS. That's a plug-and-play integration, so it's super scalable for us. And the third point is that we've sorted out our go-to-market in the short and medium term. With our pipeline today and based on current conversion metrics, we are on track to hit 900K ARR, tripling revenues again by the end of this year. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that. Can you kind of touch a little bit around how scalable the product is? Implementing these customized touch points probably sounds a little resource intensive. How do you plan to scale the business?
So it's pretty scalable. So at the most scalable end is the Shopify app. So literally it's a 5-minute installation call for the brands. And we automatically import all of their data, and they're pretty much good to go, and we can start doing onboarding calls. And I think as we do more and more onboarding calls, we get better and better at kind of productizing the onboarding. So serve yourself guides and stuff as well like that. So yeah, very scalable.
Any AI touch point in the product? Are you making use of AI at any point in the product?
We use quite a lot of AI in the background for sort of like mechanical things and for a couple of data things. But yeah, we're still a pretty small team at the moment. And there's lots of kind of AI licenses that we can see that we can make a lot of use of rather than kind of investing in building our own at the moment. But yeah, there's lots of applications for AI and what we're doing, and we're using some of them.
I want to ask a basic question. Can you just run through what it is that what is improving in this? What are you doing to get a better result for the company?
Yeah, so it's the backbone of sales and marketing now for our clients. So to give you one example of a customer engagement touch point, let's talk about sales outreach. So quite often what happens today, if you've got a brick and mortar store and you're selling fashion items, you've got sales advisors who have a black book of clients and they'll go pick up a dress, take it to a change room, take a photo of it, send it to a customer and say, hey, this landed today, thought of you, do you want to buy it? That's really bad for brand because it's really bad photography. You can't do any quality control at the management level and you're not collecting any data there. With our platform, from our app, they can build lookbooks of up to 25 pages that feature up to 200 products, multiple product views, top e-com quality imagery, product videos, and when they send it to customers, management can see all of the outreach and we can see all of the customer engagement data. What did they click on? What did they like? Where did they watch a video? So then when you follow up with the customer as well, it's a super relevant customer experience. You get 200 products in front of you in a really engaging way in one message, and you only get follow-ups when it's relevant, when you've shown purchase intent, and the platform will show you what the level of purchase intent is there. So that's one example of one touch point, and there's a ton of touch points that we cover.
Great. Oh, I have one more question. You touched a lot on who's backing us, but well, own kind. I want to know what makes you the right founder to scale this and your background as well.
So my background's not from the fashion industry, as you can probably tell. So my background, I was a lawyer, and then I kind of did an MBA in Spain to try and get out of the legal industry. Why I think we're the right team to do this is I would say I'd point to what we've done. You know, we're already break even now. We've got super strong foundation. We've managed to get some amazing people on board. So yeah.
Thank you. Next up, Pi. Woo.
Hi everyone, my name's Tommy and I'm from Pi. The problem, in less than 18 months' time, tax in the UK is going to change. It's the biggest change in 100 years. Tax is going digital. The old historic way of filing your returns with manual entry is going to change for digital transactions. Although the execution's been terrible by HMRC, it's been delayed 3 times already, the principle is great. Every industry will go digital. Music has gone digital, movies, money, tax is prime for disruption. I believe that after the UK goes digital, the world will follow. The solution, Pi. Pi is the world's first all-in-one personal tax app. Our competitors, such as QuickBooks, Sage, and Xero, only cater for one income type, self-employment. Pi is the first app to cover all of your income, employment, self-employment, dividends, interest. You diversified investors here, I'm sure you have multiple income streams. This app is for you. Our app is different to every other app out there because of its design, designed by Monzo's Bank designers. It's easy to use and quick. We have disrupted the market with price and innovation because we are totally free. We believe to democratize tax, there shouldn't be a cost. Everyone should have access to good tax advice. We've also developed the world's first AI accountant. Traction so far, in our first year, we've had 50,000 downloads, 10,000 downloads in our last month alone. We've achieved 589% quarter-on-quarter user growth. We've also achieved 89% month-on-month revenue growth. We're not chasing revenue because every great product in history prioritizes user growth over revenue. WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, all prioritizes the user experience. If you try to monetize a client too early, they'll leave you. Is that the timer? There you go, guys. Yeah.
Thanks for that. Can you talk a little bit on how you're going to turn on that revenue tap and where the revenue is going to come from?
Sure. So there's more. We already are making revenue. We have 10 partners already. We've signed a partnership deal with eToro, InvestEngine. We've been selected into the final 3 shortlist for a major UK bank as their key exclusive tax partner to service their 3 million high net worth customers. We get a decision in 2 weeks. ClearScore, they make £77 million a year from affiliate schemes and products. You take out a credit card, a loan, they get paid a healthy commission. So our model is to not charge the customer, it's to monetize the customer's purchases, data, and also the data is very valuable. So we have a very extensive strategy around revenue, but we don't want it to be at the expense of the customer experience. We want it to be hidden from the customer.
What's to stop somebody like QuickBooks doing something very similar?
I'm so glad you asked that question. First principles. Their business has been set up in a way that they do not provide accounting services. They never have, never will. They're software only. We studied the competition for 5 years. We adopted first principles. We are all-in-one solution. We have accountancy advice. We have software. So we have the data on the transactions. We have the data on the customer interactions. Our AI accountant is trained on 25,000 real-world interactions over 5 years. Accountancy and AI is different to every other AI industry. AI is a question and answer based model, okay? Accountancy is an execution based model. When you have an accountant, you don't ask him information, you ask him to perform tasks, file my return for me. So our app can do that. It can file a return and it knows the answers. We have a 98% success rate on our questions on our AI accountant. So our first principles protects us because we have the data and we provide all services.
Just like she said, you have the big guys in this field already that can quickly, whatever you've done, they can cannibalize it very quickly with AI as well, right? And they have big budget. So my question here is, how are you going to scale this so quickly, so fast, that they won't be able to catch you? You're going to have a very good lead.
What you can't replicate is time in the market. We have 8 years of real-world accountancy data. This is in live now. We have 50,000 downloads. We grew 10,000 downloads in last month alone. So if they were going to start today, it would take them 8 years to collect the data. AI is only as good as your data, right? You're training your data of the model. So we had that data. Before we went to market, we learned the problem. We were serving customers. We learned every single problem of self-assessment. Self-assessment is so vast. It's so complicated. There's 10 million words in the text code. So the 8 years it would take them to get the data, 8 years is a very healthy lead for us. I mean, they're on my LinkedIn every day into it, so I know they're after me. So the data protects us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. I'd love to invite VoxMind.
Hi. Just raise your hands. How many immigrants are in this room? Oh, very few. How many of, sorry. So how many of you got tired or annoyed when someone or some app tried to authenticate you or identify you? Recently or everywhere, our main identification document is our passport, isn't it? The passport expiry date is like 10 years. How I look now, trust me, I wasn't looking the same way 10 years ago. So since some health reasons, recently I shaved my hair. So I tried to upload for e-visa. So app was keep on asking me, can you move little forward? Can you look straight into the camera? I'm like, damn thing, this is me. Just I don't have hair, that's it. Authenticate me. So the recent traditional methods, your camera have to be clear enough and you should not have any makeup. Trust me, for women, it's very, very hard. So at VoxMind, we have introduced the next generation of identity verification, making it far easier and much more secure. You can speak anything in any language. Our voice print extract unique voice patterns. Voice authentication not only enhance security, but also it's proven to be more efficient, cost-effective, and time-consuming. And we are the right team to deliver the promise of VoxMind. I have a dual master degree in electronics and communication and PhD in identification, but I'm not a nerd. And my co-founder brings 14 years of experience in cloud computing like AWS. So our subscription-based business model offers three options: growth, business, and enterprise, all depending on the number of API calls the company makes. Your voice reveals what your eyes can't see. So join us as we make live Okay, thank you.
Thanks for that. So, how secure is this? A voice can kind of be imitated, and with AI now, they can probably steal my voice from my Instagram videos or this startup grind video after this. So, how foolproof is this? And also, like, I'm sick currently, so my voice changes as well through different periods. So, how do you navigate these changes in a person's voice?
I have done my PhD on voice identification. So we have extracted what makes you. Like, it doesn't matter what you speak, how you speak. For example, when you are a baby, 1 or 2 years old, we don't actually communicate. We just make a sound. Your mother will understand whether you are hungry or asleep. So the same with the deepfake technology as well. So if someone is faking your voice, on backside, there is a frequency, it will be continuous. So we can't maintain the same frequency all the time. So you will be fluctuating your frequency, your voice, your tone, your emotion, and everything. So with VoxMind, I can identify if someone is faking your voice or even recorded your voice and playing back. And you can say pretty much anything in any language.
Is there a competitor in this space with you at the moment?
Yeah, we do have, but they are all in text dependent, because when I came to this country 10 years ago, it's very hard to understand what someone is saying, the language barrier. So with the competitors, you have to say everything in English only. For example, HSBC, you have to say, my voice is my password. Anyone can say that one. Anyone can practice like 2-3 days and can exactly say how you are saying.
Okay, what's your GTM? What's your go-to-market strategy, and how do you plan to scale this?
We recently launched our product, and we got our first customer called Wildix, who is providing unified communication. You know how in Asda and Aldi, like they have a headphones, so they would like to know which agent is speaking. So we are aiming for retail customers, and we are in contact with the HSBC and with the UK government as well, because from this year onwards, you don't have any BRP or any physical document, so they want everything to be digital. So instead of carrying your passport or driving license, so you just can use your voice. So we are just going from traditional methods. So back days, we used to have lock and key, and then physical fingerprint, and then we moved to digital fingerprint, and then Face ID. Now the next era is voice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next up, we've got ZoomDoc. Neil.
Good evening, my name is Neil, I'm the co-founder of ZoomDoc Health. What started as a simple idea has now become a trusted and reliable solution to save same-day medical letters reviewed by doctors. Currently, the system is antiquated and takes time. Our doctors review and validate certificates the same day. We currently have 28 certificates, ranging from travel to work sickness, pregnancy fit to fly. The size of the market is currently in the UK worth about £500 million a year. Globally, it's worth about 200 million certificates a year, so about £8 to £10 billion a year. Over the last year, we have made sure that security, cyber, DTAC, etc., ISO 27001 is our priority. We have affiliate partnerships with airlines, virtual GPs, and we are currently starting a pilot with an NHS federation. Our team of doctors has reviewed and validated over 50,000 letters over the last 2 years, and we've saved the NHS in excess of 14,000 hours. We're currently raising. Revenue was up last year, up 18% to just over £925,000. Validated certificates was up the best part of 22%, and we're now looking to scale and build out our team and take it to the next level.
Thank you. Can you touch a little bit on the margins? So what's the cost of delivering one medical letter, and what's your profit per transaction?
Okay, so it's a virtual product, so gross margin is about 84%. Obviously, we've spent a lot on legals and building out the tech platform this year, so net margins in excess of 60%, closer to 65%.
And then in terms of the business model and how you're charging for these, can you touch a little bit?
Okay, so currently the 50,000 letters primarily has been B2C. We have affiliate partnerships. Some of the largest pharmacy partners, Pharmacy2You, and some of the largest pharmacies. We're in talks with airlines, cruise lines, insurance companies. And now as we reverse engineer this hopefully back into the NHS, we will start to have a greater impact. I mean, for us, it's how much time we've saved for the NHS, and that's nearly 14,000 hours. So the team has done well.
And it's just UK only right now?
Currently UK only. We get about 20 to 30 inquiries a week from the US, and I want nothing to do with Medicare, Medicaid or Americans. But we definitely would like to take the platform into different jurisdictions, and hence why build out the tech, build out the support that goes with it, and hopefully dominate this market. Anyone else?
Thanks so much, Neil. All right, and last but not least, we've got Nightlife Nav.
Good evening, everybody. I got 2 minutes, so I'm gonna go quick as hell, so please be patient. The one thing I will say though is I'm grateful to be here because I flew in from Vegas yesterday for this event and I was like 1 minute and 50 seconds away from missing my flight. So, Nightlife Nav. The problem solving is that the nightlife scene in London and also throughout the UK is in disarray, is dying. From the statistics alone before COVID, it was 600,000 people were employed in the nightlife industry, and it was bringing in 17 to 26 billion in revenue before COVID. And COVID happened, and the scene started dying. So my app will be the app that can actually help rejuvenize and save the nightlife scene, because also people are not only not going out, but a lot of women are not going out to clubs as well. So the philosophy I have in life is keep it simple, stupid. And some of the most successful apps in the world are the simplest apps in the world, from Wage, which sold for $1 billion, from WhatsApp that sold for 22 billion, Instagram sold for $1 billion, but it's now worth 100 billion. Even Shazam sold for 500 million. It doesn't even work half the time. So imagine a company, which is mine, which what we do is we give you all the information for the venue. So each city is going to have got to give you all the information for the city, and we break it down in different sections of the city. And then you figure out where you want to go, and then pops up that information. So instead of you taking all day to figure out where to go, you can find out in 5 minutes. And then each venue has a Waze feature. And for the Waze feature, people can in their club got below comments and pictures and videos to that venue's timeline, so you know how the venue is in real time. We can make revenue because we own, we can get advertisement in dollars from every city that we launch in. And on top of that, we can partner with different industries as well. So if an app like Shazam can make $500 million, a simple app like mine can generate millions, because we can generate revenue from the first time we get into the club. And that's why we also make it safer for people to come to clubs, because of the fact that if you're a woman trying to go out, we give you all information from how many security is there, where the area is, if it's safe. So we are not only a safety app, but we also are going to give you the information you need. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Do you have any evidence on the return on investment for the venues?
Yes, we were live actually before COVID, and we proved proof of traction and generating revenue before COVID, and then COVID shut us down. But we were live in the cities of Orlando, Vegas, and Miami. So we've proved proof of concept. It's just the fact that COVID happened, and now we're adding other features as well.
Yeah. And do you have any stats around user engagement on the platform? How many users currently are on the platform?
Oh, we're not live yet. We were live in the States, and I had to take it off the store because of COVID, and so now we're going to launch in Manchester, Dublin, and then London. And the goal is to be the one app that you, whenever you go to a new city, because most people don't realize if you go to Paris, the clubs are different. If you go to the cities, so we simplified the nightlife scene for you. So all you do is put in where you want to know, and then that's it.
And in terms of your competitive landscape, who are your competitors?
There's really no competitors because there's nothing out there that connects that nationwide or worldwide. If you can say Google, but Google is not accurate, Yelp is not gonna be tailored towards you. And so that's the one thing that's most important, is that my information is authentic and accurate. So if you say, I'm gonna be in Shoreditch and I'm gonna go to a bar this time of night, it's gonna damn well say, you're gonna go to that club, that DJ's performing, and this person, type of crowd is gonna be there. So I strive for authenticity.
And lastly, how many businesses in the first year do you reckon you will achieve, and kind of what revenue will generate for yourself?
In the first year, I plan to be in a minimum of 5 cities. So I'm thinking we're going to generate over £1 million because of the fact that Manchester's already has a lot of initiatives out there to help you get funding, but also to help you. They're not like seeing to succeed because it is a real issue. From the mayor of London having issues about it, Dublin having the same issue, Berlin has a lot. They already have a special fund. It's called the Best Nights VC Fund. It's like a real serious issue. Jägermeister has a fund out available. So it's not just me thinking, oh my God, I want to make an app no, it's about the fact that it's solving a problem. We're going to bring money back into the city. But most importantly, it's just something that it may sound simplistic, but it's not. Sometimes you can overthink things. And I'm trying to just make people tons of money, and people have a good time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to the votes. The way that this will work is basically we are going to give our judges a few minutes, about 5 minutes, to deliberate and choose the winner, who will then go next week to join the semifinals online. And then hopefully the finals, and then finally the summit in April. And while we do that, we have a Slido for all of you to give your votes, because in addition to the winner, we will choose an audience champion, all right? So hopefully this all works. And you can rate your 3 top companies. So we're just going to give a few more minutes. Right. So everyone, I'd like to start with the audience favorite, okay? We've had over 70 votes. I'll start with number 3, because as you know, you rated 3, right? So I'll start from the bottom. Number 3 in the audience favorite is Own Kind. Woo! Number 2 in the category of the audience favorite is ZoomDoc. Woo! And number 1, audience favorite number 1, we've got Pi. Well done, well done. Do you wanna come to the stage and take some photos? Can anyone take a photo? I can take a photo. I'll take a photo.
It's actually really ironic because coincidentally, me and Bernice were having a conversation last night on LinkedIn about the business just by chance, and now we're here. So she's got me on LinkedIn, so you can tag me. You got it. Thank you.
Fabulous. Great.
Cheers.
All right. So now we're going to move to the judges. For the judges, I'll pass it on to them because they want to say a few words before they announce the winner.
So yes, we were very impressed with everyone. There were 2 that we were particularly impressed with, and it was very difficult to choose between them. It might not come as a big surprise that we were very much in agreement with the audience perception of things, and we really loved what Own Kind was doing. We thought it was a really interesting proposition, but we went for Pi as the winner. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was, we really, yeah, and again.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
great presentation.
Oh, really, really well done.
Thank you. Thank you.